Yo, what's up? Yeah, I know, it's been a while. Some of my friends and some people on Instagram, YouTube have been asking for an update on my drift car, which you are standing on right now. It is time for an update because a lot of shit happened. Some bad stuff, some amazing stuff, but overall I'm really happy with how everything turned out. Since the last video, the only video I've made on the drift car build, I had to reshell the car. I totaled the first one. I crashed the car a few days after tuning, after it got tuned, after it was ready. I was driving at 1.5 bar with like 10-year-old tires. It was really stupid. The whole incident was just my own stupidity. But yeah, it all turned out to work out somewhat better with the build. After I crashed it, of course, I was down for a long time. Saved up some money and my brother actually found this car because I told him that I'm looking for one now. And he found it in Austria. Österreich. Ja, ich habe ihn in Österreich gefunden. Also ich weiß nicht, wie man es in Englisch spricht, aber in Deutsch heißt es Österreich. I found the car in Austria. He told me that it was drifted, which was perfectly fine for me. BC racing all around, a hydro handbrake on second calipers, yeah, on poly bushings in the front. Now I'm doing poly bushings in the rear. So I bought the car with a not running engine. I managed to figure out the issue with the engine because it was a B200 FT in the car. After I knew that the engine was running, I pulled it out with the gearbox and swapped everything from the crashed car into the new shell. I do not think I have any video footage from this, but I will put some pictures of the whole process. Now, I do not know if I'm in focus because the screen is pretty small, the lights in my eyes I can't really see, but yeah, bear with me for a minute. So yeah, started putting everything from the crash chassis into this one. Without the help of my friends, I would have never been able to get this car driving. So my amazing friend Andrew, he helped me with all the wiring. Because in the first car, a lot of work, I don't really understand, but he made it all happen, which is mind-blowing to me. And of course, everything happened a few days before the first event, of course. So we got the car started, drove literally 50 meters in it. It had an open diff because the previous owner took the welded diff out. And now this story is, when I think back to it, I'm like, what the fuck? Another amazing friend, Darek, Andrew's brother, Buczek Customs, BC. Darek and Andrew were not going to the event with us because they had a wedding on the day of the Seduced event. And they were supposed to go to the hairdresser at, I don't know, 8 p.m. And I came to them at like 7 p.m. Of course, it took a while to weld the diff. So the hairdresser, the barber, came to their garage. He was cutting their hair in their garage just so that I could weld my diff. Like, that's fucking mind-blowing to me how amazing friends I have. Darek was getting his hair cut. I was in the hole in the canal cleaning the diff. I sprayed a shit ton of brake cleaner into it. It all dripped out into the water, which was in the hole. Darek gets in. He has a plate. He has a metal plate, which he wanted to weld into the diff. He made a single spark with the welder. And the whole canal, the hole fucking exploded. The brake cleaner, which was in the water, exploded. It just lit on fire and made a huge explosion. I was eating something in front of the car. Darek was under the car. Like, there was a couple of people in front of the car. Andrew was up the street and he heard the explosion and saw the light. I thought the roof is falling because everything was shaking. And then I see the flames. Andrew is working in a fire safety company, so they always have a lot of extinguishers in their garage, which I can recommend to you, always do so. So I grab a extinguisher which is next to me. I run that direction and I see Darek jumping out of a like 1.5 meter deep hole. He jumped out of it without using his hands. Usually you get out by pushing yourself up from the hole. He jumped out from those flames. I'm laughing now at it, but back then I was fucking terrified. I was freaking out. The hole was covered in flames. The flames were like 1/2 meter over the ground. And Darek jumps out of it. I put it out with the extinguisher. Somehow Darek didn't get burned or anything. Like, because they had, in the hole, there was a wooden plank in the middle, which was a little bit above the water level. And then on both sides, there was the water. So the flames were like on the sides. Darek was in the middle on the plank, and he jumped out of it onto the ground without using his hands. Like, holy shit. So yeah, after it all burned out, because later on we lit it again on fire, so all the fumes burned out, and it was safe to weld. Darek got back in, welded the diff. David helped me with the cover. He cleaned the cover. Dzięki grubasku. Darek welded the diff. We got the cover on, put the oil in it, and I drove out. I made a single donut in the parking lot, and I loaded it up on the car transporter, Lavetta. When the car was ready, it was like 11:30 p.m. So I was home at midnight, and we were supposed to leave at like 2 or 3 a.m. All my spare parts that I had, I loaded it all up with the car, because I didn't drive the car at all. I did not know what could break. So I had literally everything that could break, I had it with me. And yeah, during the first event, there was a lot of things going wrong. Mostly the... Holy shit, this video is going to be so long. One main issue that kept on happening throughout almost every single event that I went on. The gasket, the turbo gasket from between the manifold and the turbo. It kept on blowing, the gasket. And getting the bolts loose, like the whole engine has a lot of vibrations. I balanced all the rotating parts on the engine in spite of the crankshaft. Everything is balanced on the engine, and still it has so much vibrations. I have still stock engine mounts in it, because I'm pretty sure if I put poly or solid mounts, you wouldn't be able to sit in the car, because already now there's a shit ton of vibrations with the turbo gasket. So the turbo gasket kept on blowing, cracking, blowing through the gasket. I don't know how you say it, but every single event, after like an hour of driving, boom, blown gasket. So I got frustrated. I tried all the different bolts, different gaskets. Don't tell me what I could have done. I've tried everything. I've tried welding the bolts, the nuts, everything. Nothing helped. Even welds on the bolts kept breaking from the vibrations, which is, again, mind fucking blowing. But let me show you how I managed to resolve the issue. So what I did, I got my good friend Florian to weld the manifold to the turbo. And just like that, the issue disappeared. That's the simple solution. It works, it doesn't crack, even though the manifold is from stainless steel and the turbo housing is from Żeliwo. I don't know what you call it. But yeah, those are different materials, and still they hold together, no cracks in the welds. Over a year of driving with those welds on the turbo, nothing happened. And finally, after that, after I welded the turbo to the manifold, I suddenly got seat time in the car. Yeah, there was a lot of other issues with the car, like throwing belts, even though It has a stock limiter. My alternator tensioner kept on, the bolt kept on snapping. So again, what I did, what you are not supposed to do, but I did it. I just tightened the tensioner without the bolt. Like we pulled the alternator up until the belt was stiff enough, and then we just tightened the tensioner without the bolt that pulls it. You know what I mean. And again, it fucking works. You probably want to tell me you are not supposed to do that, but it fucking works, so I'm not touching it. Overall, it's a complete shit car. The radiator is only on zip ties. The intercooler is only on zip ties. The oil cooler is only on zip ties. The radiator shroud is only on zip ties. There's a lot of things in the engine bay that are holding only on zip ties. It works. It works, so I'm not touching it. Overall, I snapped an axle. I destroyed the diff once. Like it just exploded and locked a wheel. The sprocket inside, like it locked on the it locked against the housing, and one wheel was completely locked. So yeah, I've gone through a lot of shit with the car, and now after the one season of just driving with not many issues. Oh yeah, at Darek's wedding, we all went there with our cars, with our drift cars, some guys with their stance cars, and we did some burnouts. So I finished the clutch doing a burnout. It's a bad idea to put it in reverse, start, accelerate backwards, then put it in second and clutch kick it. Who would have thought that that would destroy the clutch? After that, I put the car in a corner for 3 months. And yeah, the last 2 months I rented a garage and I started working on it. I took everything apart, the rear suspension, I dropped the gearbox, took out the clutch, got a brand new custom clutch made from, I don't want to say it, from an Audi. Yeah, I got an Audi clutch. But it's supposed to be strong and it's supposed to survive more of my stupid abuse. So yeah, I got the on the stock flywheel, which got lightened a lot. I got a Kevlar Audi 240mm disc and a strong pressure plate, and they tested it. It's supposed to hold between 700 and 800 Newton meters. So that's crazy. That should survive a shit ton of clutch kicks. Yeah, I got new bucket seats. I don't know if you've seen them. There are custom new bucket seats made with the Volvo Prancing Moose logo. I really like them. Look good. There's some things with the quality I'm not really 100% happy with, but they look good. Also, I got as a present from, again, my amazing friends, RRS FIA rated harness. So I will be putting that in. I finally got a quick release for the steering wheel, but it offsets the wheel a lot, so I do not think I will be running it, because the steering wheel is a bit too close for me, since I'm really fucking tall. I don't know if I'm not talking straight into the mic right now. So a lot of stuff happened. I've made a lot of changes to the car. Since today I know that the clutch is working, so I'm starting to put back the suspension together. I've already have an appointment made at the dyno with the same guy who tuned the car, so we will do some changes to it. I've been running the rest of the season at 0.8 bar of boost. It was fine, but third gear on our main track that we drive each year on Jastrom, third gear had some issues with keeping the RPMs up, so I had to clutch kick it a lot, and I want to raise the boost to 1.2, 1.3 bar, so it's still safe for the engine, but already good enough to get the third gear rolling. So yeah, I've got an appointment in 10 days on the dyno. I still have no rear suspension, so I'm working on that. I've got to change the injector seals because they are one of them is leaking for sure. It was leaking, then I changed it, but I did it in a getaway, so I want to do all the seals completely new. Change the spark plugs and just go for a drive. Finally, after fucking hell, after 5 months, after 5 or 6 months of not driving this car. Yeah. So next week I want to, because I'm leaving for work tomorrow for 6 days. So I want to do as much today as I can, because I come back in 6 days and then I will have literally 3 days or 4 days until the tuning appointment. So I need to start getting my shit together and start working on the car more. Yeah. Right now the camera is on the part that I need for the car. So I'll stop it here because I need to go take the bushing of this part. And the main thing is, I do not know what do you want to know about the car. I had some people asking about it, people asking about more videos with the car, but I don't know what to film. So if you actually do want to see more videos of this car, with this car, just tell me what do you want me to show you, because I don't know what to film. And this time I really would like to keep it going, because I got a new job. I've been working there for over a year now, and because of the job I don't really have much free time. But yeah, I really want to, if this video gets uploaded, I really want to keep it going now. So please tell me what you want to see. Leave me a comment. If you want to see more updates on the car, go to my Instagram, because I post there way more than on YouTube. Anyway, I'll get back to work. If you want to see some pictures of the car and also some videos, they are on my Instagram. Now I'll show you some videos that I could get, some footage of me drifting this car. I'm pretty sure it's all on the same track. It's on Jastrom, where Seduced is organized, and that's the main track we drift every year, a couple times every year. So yeah, I'll get back to work and you enjoy the footage.